Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially, as of 2 days ago, a marathon runner. I ran my first marathon. I did it on a whim because I am dumb. 26.2 miles. First time I've ever done anything like that. First time I've ever gone above 18 miles, which I did a few months ago. And even before that, I think my maximum was like 15 miles. So this was a pretty dramatic increase in my maximum run. Basically, I felt bad that I had been eating so much on the weekend during my trip, and this guilt culminated in like I'm just gonna go run until I don't want to run anymore. I just kept going, and I was like, you know what? If I make it to 13.1 miles, that's a half marathon. Then I'll be forced to come back, and I'll be forced to run a full marathon. So that's basically what I did to myself. I did it in approximately 5 hours and 21 minutes, which is not bad. I did really want to do it under 5 hours, but let's be real. I ran 26 miles. Like, I really shouldn't care that much about the time. I spent the last like 2 miles walking because I was just destroyed at that point. It was actually pretty hot out as well. And you can tell by my sunburn. Check out my sunburn. Isn't that crazy? I got some bad, and I wore SPF 50 as well. So this will probably be the thumbnail. Whoa, let me look less fat in the picture so it looks cooler. Whoa, all right, there you go. That's the thumbnail. You can also see where my headband was. Pretty insane. I got some crazy tan lines, and they've actually improved a lot because I've been wearing tons of after sun. It's been like 3 days since this. Sorry I haven't been uploading daily like I promised. I've been in quite a lot of physical pain. I'm not gonna lie, I've been very tired. My legs are very, very sore still, very tight muscles right now. And they're improving though, so I'm feeling a lot better. And I had been chugging tons of caffeine to get through work, which was really brutal because immediately after I ran the half marathon, or the full marathon, excuse me, I'm used to saying half, but after I ran the full 26.2 miles, I actually had to go into work. So it was really like within 30 minutes, I had taken a shower, I'm off to work. So it was tough. I almost was late to work because I ran a marathon. Isn't that crazy? But basically, that day I had actually walked on foot 33 miles in total. So that's pretty crazy. I got almost 60,000 steps in. So really nutty. Basically, my phone actually did die during the run because even though I had it charged at 100%, over the course of over 5 hours, my phone died. Of course, it was using GPS and whatnot. So I don't know my exact time, but I estimate it was approximately 5 hours and 21 minutes. And I'd say give a margin for error of like 3 minutes. So it's pretty like close in there. It was definitely not 5 hours like I had hoped, but it was quite hot outside. So I'm really just thankful I did not get sun poisoning because I really thought I was going to. I'm not gonna lie. So I was very, very scared I was gonna get that. And basically, all I brought on my run was I brought my basketball shorts, no shirt. I sprayed SPF 50 on myself. Again, I was not planning on going anywhere near this far, so I wasn't really prepared for it. Brought my headband, sunglasses, one bottle of water, a $10 bill to hit gas stations on the way. Next time I'll be bringing a $20 bill. Okay, live and learn. But it was really tough. I had like 50 cents by the end of my run, and I would have gotten more if I had more money. But I hit like 4 different gas stations for water, and I also chugged a Pepsi in the middle of the run for like energy. I think that was actually a good call looking back, so I'm kind of glad I did that. Definitely gave me a little bit of energy like halfway through it. So things went really well, honestly. Even though it was really tough, I'm really, really proud of myself for doing a full marathon. First time in my life. I've been wanting to do it for like easily 10 years. Never thought I would actually do it. It's always been like a pipe dream. My dream was always to do like a half marathon, and then I eventually did that, and I was like, I don't want to call it a half. It's kind of like it's not really the real deal. It's just a half. I can't really brag that much about, yeah, I ran a half marathon. I got to run the full marathon, and I did. So I'm so happy about this, and yeah, it was awesome. Some guy actually pulled over on like mile 22, and he's like, it was like so it was a random like older man, and he was in like a truck, and I was on like a pretty main road because I usually run around that way, and I actually ran out of sidewalk at a certain point because I just kept going so far, but I saw tons of new stuff I've never seen before because I just ran so much farther than I ever have. But basically, on like mile 22, some guy in a truck just like pulled over next to the sidewalk, and I'm like, "What is this guy doing?" I'm a little old to be a kidnapping victim. Like, I was a little concerned at first. What's this random guy doing? And he gets out of his truck and he goes like that, and he kind of stands by the sidewalk for a minute. So I like kind of like I look around like, are there other people around? Like, what's going on? So I go up to him and he's like, "Hey, I saw you jogging near such and such." and I brought water. So he gave me like 2 water bottles. So it was pretty nice, honestly. I'm very happy that guy brought me that because I was dying at that point, and he could see that I was dying. I've never experienced anything like that on my runs before. I've traveled hundreds of miles on foot, like running on roads, and I've never experienced that before. So you could tell how exhausted I was at this point that some guy did this. But basically, it was awesome. I don't want to ramble too much, but it was awesome. So I'm really glad that I did that. Immediately went into work afterward. Extremely difficult. Woke up the next morning, went into work. So lots of caffeine has been chugged. I forget if I mentioned this in this video. I've done this video like a few times and I kind of forget what I mentioned, but basically I was chugging tons of caffeine, trying to get through work. This culminated in a crazy headache last night, so I've been in a lot of physical pain the last few days, so apologies for not uploading. I'll be doing that daily again. Things were going pretty good. I think I weighed in at like 179.4 or something like that, so it had gone up several pounds over the course of the weekend because I ate so much food, but I burned quite a lot of that off, obviously, so things are going pretty good. What have I been doing for fun? Well, I finished reading this bad boy. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. Super morally gray, you know. Really, the main characters are the bad guys, and you still kind of care about them somewhat, even despite the horrible things they do. So, really awesome book. I really enjoyed it. It really gets you questioning morality and stuff like that, and I like more psychological stuff like that. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 17 or whatever the hell it is. I don't even remember, but things are going pretty good. I'm going to be pretty cool for the summer. I'm thinking, you know, I'm getting lean for sure. Got that tan going on, you know what I'm saying? So thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for whatever that is. Goodbye.